Hello there, and welcome to another edition of the HuskerOnline Show. Sean Callahan, Steve Sipple, Robin Washad, as we are zoning in on nearly 2 weeks from kickoff in Kansas City. We've got a great show here on tap as Nebraska approaches really their biggest scrimmage of the month here before the game in Arrowhead Stadium, really the last time they're able to go at that level before we get into the opening headlines discussion here from week 3 of fall camp. Just a reminder, August 20th, we are going to be back at Zipline in Fallbrook for the preseason special. And we've done 4 or 5 of these shows now over the last year, and this was our most popular one. So come out, come early. There is no charge. Food, drink specials, prizes, potentially Harley rides from Steve Sipple.
That's a prize.
You'll get to meet the famous Abby Barmore. All the above.
Yeah, it's a great patio, right?
It is. That location's a nice setup. Weather should cooperate. It's a good time. Plenty of space. We've had other locations where space was kind of either limited or just that, this is like by far the ideal setup as far as viewing, comfortability, and plenty of amenities.
I would have loved to have seen our first one if we could have done it there first. But they didn't know. Nobody know the power of the HuskerOnline show. They didn't realize the reach. They're expecting like 40 people, and we brought like 300.
Oh God, yes. So hopefully there's about 300 at this.
Yeah, let's pack it in and have a great night at Zipline. Join us August 20th. But let's get into camp headlines here. Week 3. I want to start first and foremost with probably the biggest headline that came out of the week thus far. Special teams, Mike Ekeler, but particularly punter Archie Wilson. Sip, you've been around a lot of kind of podium sessions, interview sessions. Where would you rank Archie Wilson's session
for players?
In terms of viewpoint, I'll give you some perspective. We're like approaching 35,000 views on his video on our YouTube.
Whoa.
Which is the most I've ever seen on a player on our channel.
Whoa. I didn't realize it was that big. There's been some good appearances by players over the years, and now you're putting me on a spot. I don't know.
But just the crying, the emotions, the raw, it was real.
It
was the full gamut of emotion. There was laughter, there was tears, there was seriousness, there was levity, there was information, it was everything.
You just gave a Jim Valvano speech there.
That was beautiful.
It's a good day. You love, you cry.
Yeah.
Laugh. That's a day.
That's a full day.
A full day. Was that Jimmy Valvano's speech? We just gave the Jimmy V speech.
Nice reference. Yeah. Well, that's how much Archie Wilson fired me up with his debut as a Husker. And we had some questions on the chat this week about, is this the most excited Nebraska fans have ever been to see the punter? And probably. It's up there, right? For one, he's got the personality that has captured everybody's attention. But, the uniqueness of his style and the elements that he's going to bring, being able to roll left, roll right, kick with either foot, and then of course Rule tease the options that he could have as a fake weapon, as a thrower and a runner. There's just a lot of intrigue around him and what he could do paired with the Mike Ekeler new special teams revamp. This is about as excited as I can remember people about special teams in a long time.
Yeah, and I thought the video he was at when he started. When he kind of broke down, he was asked about how much he misses his family. Mm-hmm. And I think that resonated with a lot of people because a lot of people can associate with that. And by the way, he pulled out of it incredibly fast. Mm-hmm. So he shed some tears, but then almost kind of caught himself, regrouped. And that was it. I thought, it was good. And again, I think people understood. When I was a freshman, I wanted to go home bad. In fact, I called my mom and dad and said, I called my dad and I said, hey, I'm coming home.
And you're a couple hours away. He's halfway around the world.
Right. And he said, no. Well, he said, where are you going to stay? I said, well, I was going to stay at home. He said, no, you ain't staying here.
Think about where he came from, though. Played Aussie rules football and did some of that. But then you just and he's a real freshman. He's not some of these foreign guys when they get here, they're 21.
Right.
He's a kid.
He's a kid.
He's just turning 19 today.
God.
And all of a sudden he's here. They're you're going to be in front of a room and you're going to address a press corps that's a larger press corps than the governor deals with.
That's a lot.
And then they're going to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
And they're going to ask you.
They're going to ask you about your family.
And
it's a lot.
Oh,
yeah, well, I'm glad you laid that out. There's 70 people in that room.
Yeah, there was a major immigration or ICE raid in Omaha, and there wasn't that kind of press coverage of that. And we have 70 people in there interviewing the punter.
Right. Who's never punted in college, by the way. Yeah. So now the picture they presented is very, I mean, it's intriguing from the standpoint that he has been punting here. They brought him in what month? June, and they sent him out. I mean, they've tested him, and I know just off the cuff, by chance discussions with Ekeler, right away they were excited because they sent guys rushed at him. They weren't full pads, but they sent guys at him. He handled it well. They were really excited right away.
Well, this has been Eckler's guy for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, he admitted that like he was going to Tennessee, and then when Ekeler took the Nebraska job, it's like, hey, guess what? You're coming to Nebraska. And he's like, all right. And so like, this is someone that Mike Ekeler had identified as like his punter of the future a long time ago. And it goes back to that kind of that pro kick down in Australia has produced one Big Ten all-conference, all-American level punter after another. Like they groom these kids to be ready for that type of moment. Like, I mean, just look at what they've produced out of that academy and how many guys have had no issues handling that spotlight. Now it's going to vary from kid to kid, but from a punter perspective, as a true freshman, Archie Wilson is probably going to be as prepared as maybe any other true freshman in the country.
Hey guys, and let's not undersell the value of Brett Maher and what he means to all this. Ekeler's Ekeler, but you've got a guy that was kicking for the Cowboys and multiple NFL teams a couple years ago, and he's kicked at Nebraska. He's punted at Nebraska, and now he is there to kind of walk these guys through, and probably in a much more different approach than Ekeler would have with a guy. So
more like an accountant.
Yeah, and I think that's what the punters and kickers, I mean, that's more their style. Like most punters and kickers aren't like Ekeler.
Yeah, Ekeler, I mean, he's very emotional. I don't know. I don't want to pretend like I know how he coaches, but it seems like Maher is more dialed back, you know. I mean, it's not a stretch to say that Eckler's pretty emotional.
He's got kind of like a Gary Busey type approach.
Yeah.
You can see why Will Compton gravitated towards Mike Ekeler. Like those two
really
are two peas in the pod.
Go ahead. What's that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can see why Will Compton gravitated towards Ekeler. Like those two's personalities very much match up, and you can see how that works out.
Hey, I wonder, and I don't know this. I have never asked Ekeler. I wonder if, like, when he goes in to interview with Rule, if that was part of his pitch. Hey, I got a punter. I got a guy, and he's good. Like he's legit. I wonder if you use that.
They gave Gaelic a try, or not Gaelic, but they gave McAllister a try though. And I think they learned quickly, this is not going to be what's going to get us over the top if we want to believe and follow what Ekeler wants to do. Like, we've blown this thing up. We need to kind of let this guy run the kitchen the way he wants to run the kitchen.
Right. Good way to put it. You got to let the cook run the kitchen. And then going back to the manager of the restaurant, no, let the cook do it.
Yeah, with the Maher thing too, just having someone that has been there and done that in that exact same role. Like, who knows better than about punting in Memorial Stadium than Brett Maher? I mean, he did it at the highest level, and went on to have an illustrious NFL career. So, like, just having someone that knows the mental aspects, not just of kicking in the Big Ten or kicking at Nebraska, but kicking in that particular stadium, and all the things that we hear year in, year out about the wind and how different Memorial Stadium is, especially once that fall weather starts to set in. Like, that's an invaluable resource, especially for a young kid just figuring out American football.
For someone that's fielded a punt in that stadium, two of them now, I can tell you, I mean, the ball from where it came to where it got to me, it moved like 20 yards.
A lot.
It moved like 20 yards.
Yeah, it moved a lot. I saw it. And it was way up there, too. They didn't give you
And I tried to make a play on it and paid the price.
They did. So there's going to be cynics in this discussion for sure. They're saying, oh, listen to you guys, talking about this guy who's never punted before. Here we go. I mean, I get it. I understand all that. But both Rule and Ekeler are very convincing in their confidence.
Rule's never been this way about a newcomer, especially.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm thinking about it. I don't know.
To this level.
Was he like that with Raiola at all?
No, because Raiola wasn't named the starter until about this point last year.
That's right. He wasn't like that with Dylan. Pretty complimentary. I'm not trying to I'm just thinking out loud.
I mean, they were pretty complimentary of Jeff Sims as a veteran transfer.
No, Satterfield was. Yeah.
I mean,
Satterfield
they thought
had
they
me
had like
convinced.
Vince Young.
Yeah, Satterfield
Lamar
and
Jackson.
When we talked,
We won't even go there to save you.
you can. I'm
mean,
fine.
you said on this very show that
You went there.
Jeff
I
Sims will
didn't
be
think you're actually going to
a
do
better
it.
passer than Lamar Jackson. And Rob and I
about
both said, "Are you sure about this?"
Sure about that, Zip?
Satterfield. Remember Satterfield in where's that little Texas town we went to camp? Come on, what's the town we went to for football camp?
Oh God,
Belton,
Texas.
That's where Satterfield planted the seed in my head that this guy's. I remember telling you, Sean. I just interviewed Satterfield about Sims, and you should hear what he said. Get ready, this story's going to be amazing. He loves Sims, and I was like, Sims is going to be the man. I mean, Satterfield had me convinced. He was talking on the record.
For a 1 touchdown pass.
Stop. You can go back and read the story, and it's really convincing. The quotes that Satterfield gave you. So you know, got to see it.
You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Take off-season praise for what it's worth. It's off-season, especially with a kid that has never played in a single game of not only college football but American football. Like this is all going to be new for him, and he's doing it under the lights at Arrowhead Stadium on national television.
It seems pretty savvy, though, doesn't he?
He does. That's what I'm saying. Like he's different than just some like high school kid from wherever in the United States. Like he's literally been groomed for this at Pro Kick. Like they have made their living producing NFL level punters. And so he's going to be about as ready as a now 19-year-old kid could possibly be, I think, in my opinion.
If I'm Cincinnati, though, punt one,
bring the house.
I'm bringing the charge and just what the hell?
Yeah,
like, I mean, don't you think like,
coming at him?
Let's
gotta be careful though, because with the way he rolls out, I mean,
it could be a dump pass.
Maybe Nebraska's expecting that, and they fake it on his first attempt.
Like a little dump
fake on his first attempt. Now that would be
40-yard pass to
Luke Lindenmeyer
down the seam.
On a little trail dump pass. He's like
just on a rope.
I don't even know how I'd react to all that. I mean,
no more. How about if he just did like an underhand throw, like just like he's running, he just does like a toss throw.
I heard a really good nickname for Archie Wilson, the Crocodile Punter.
Oh,
Archie Wilson.
That's good.
The Crocodile Punter.
Crocodile Punter. Like it.
People also want to chant Archie, 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 oi, oi, oi.
Not bad. Not bad.
Just throwing these things out there. You know, we're just brainstorming.
Crocodile Dundee, though, we're showing our age.
Yeah, I know. You think Archie Wilson knows?
Abby doesn't even know what Crocodile Dundee is. I already know that.
Do you know? Oh, she's not.
Okay,
Abby knows.
She knows. You've seen it then.
Yeah.
Wow. Call that a knife?
This is a knife.
Good job. Good job.
McDundee. All right, when we come back, we're going to shift the discussion, offensive storylines, headlines here as we wrap through week 3. You're listening to the HuskerOnline Show. We're back here on the HuskerOnline Show. Sean Callahan, Steve Sipple, Robin Washut, as we're going to talk offensive storylines here in week 3 of camp. Before we get to that, HuskerOnline Show brought to you by Billings Group, a trio of financial advisors made up of Lance and his 2 sons-in-law, Josh and Nate. They're based in lovely Salina, Kansas, and they help clients across the Midwest and beyond make smart, confident decisions about their money from your first real paycheck to your final retirement party. Billings Group is here to walk you through the highs and the lows. Billings Group, financial advisors by your side for life's journey. Visit them at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Client Private Services, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor, RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and private client services are unaffiliated entities.
There's no doubt right now that Sean is resting.
I'm kind of like in scrimmage number 2 mode right now.
I don't know what mode you're in, but you're rested. You're rested.
My kids are out of the house for a few days.
Makes a difference
because they don't start school till next week.
You look better. You sound better.
And
you look like 2 years younger.
Jeez.
It's like in your 30s.
Turned 45 this month, but thank you very much. But all right. Well, offensive storylines, guys. We'll get scrimmage number 2 this week. The starting group with Dylan Raiola got about 40 snaps last week. I will be interested to know what that number is on Saturday after we talk to Matt Rule. Like, how much work does he need to get out of that group to really get a feel going into Arrowhead?
How much of it is situational, and what are the situations? They didn't do too much 2-minute on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
They did more. Robbie, you were there. They did more what would rules say? You remember? Not a lot of 2 minutes. Let's just stick with that. 40 plays. Dylan wanted to go more. Yeah, I just wish we could. I wish we could see it.
Mm-hmm. And this is, I mean, like you mentioned,
I hate it when I say that.
This is the big one. Like, this is the one where like you don't really dial things back, and then that next scrimmage, right? Do they do one more? Or is this
no? This would be it, right?
You do two.
Okay, so
this would be it.
This is the big one. So like, when I'm looking at, like, I go back to what Rule talked about after the scrimmage. He was asked about like position battles, like the tackle competition. He said this is going to be a very big week for those 4 guys. Talking about Elijah Pritchett, Gunnar Gatula, Teddy Prohaska, and Tyler Knock. Like, this is a separation week for those guys, for maybe some of those backup running backs, for other position groups on the defensive line, and wherever it may be. Like, this scrimmage is going to be kind of the culmination of what could be a defining week as far as what that depth chart for week 1 looks like. Yep. And I would not understate the importance that scrimmage will have for certain players at certain positions.
Okay, some depth chart questions I have as we work through this scrimmage. Is there any possibility of an or at number 2 quarterback, or would it just be Jalen Gramstad? Then
my perception is it's a little early for an or. I think that
it could grow itself to an or.
I could be wrong. You asked the question, and we don't know. But I think it's Gramps, and I don't know how liberal this staff will use the word or. Some staffs use it more liberally than others. So I don't know.
Running back after Emmett Johnson, is it simple just to do an or Mekhi Nelson or Isaiah Mosey?
Wow. Again, my perception is it's defined. Mekhi Nelson and then Mosey.
I'm with you.
But yeah, I know they're really high on Mosey.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they think he's going to play a lot this year, and they're going to need them all.
Yep. What other? Well, I'm on defense. What I'm interested in is the packages of the linebackers. How is it going to work?
We're going to do defense next segment.
Oh, my bad.
Say that. How about wide receiver?
Stick with the script.
I think we know who our top 5 or 6 receivers are. How many more are they going to include with oars in that conversation?
Or do you just keep it at 6? I think if there's 6, Bonner and Clark round out 5 and 6. We know the top 4. It's really easy. Dane Key, Isaiah Hunter, Ja'Cory Barney, Cortez Mills. Those are 4 guys for sure.
Could you see Bonner as a potential starter if like they're trying to run, like with his perimeter blocking? Because he's got to be their best perimeter blocker, right? There's no one physically.
Depends on the play call.
That's what I mean. So like starter could be, a little vague. Or like he might not be the best like go-to receiver, but he might be their best perimeter blocker.
We're on defense too. I don't get too wrapped up in some positions on starter. Offense is the same way, especially at receiver. Some of it's just dependent on play call.
It's play call.
Is Heinrich going to start? I don't know. What's the play call? I don't know.
What do they need out of those 11 on the field for the first play?
In a blocking situation, I don't look at a huge difference with Bonner on the field versus Harburg or Carter Nelson. I mean, I would almost
prefer Bonner.
I mean, Bonner has played fullback before.
Right. Bonner will blow you up.
Yeah.
They love Bonner. That Janire and Bonner does not, we don't talk about him much, fans. It doesn't seem like they don't. Number 16 is a huge figure in that program.
He played a lot last year.
Too.
Yeah.
Big recruit. The coaches love him, and you know why? Because he's quiet. He does his work. He's very athletic, and he blows people up. He's a physical offensive player.
How about on Tuesday we saw Bonner getting some reps at running back?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like simple, like it wasn't like full 11-on-11 work, but like he was in there mixing in with the running backs, catching tosses and running. Like that's an intriguing wrinkle that I hadn't even thought of before.
Hayes Miller in there too.
Hayes Miller.
Vince Genatone's playing some running back.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about what they did last week. It's last week in the scrimmage. Rules said it was a lot of 1st and 2nd down and red zone, not as much 2-minute.
I would anticipate a lot of 2-minute, 2-minute in operation, like making sure that 2-minute situation is operating on all cylinders.
I'm just not a football coach. I don't know what situations you highlight and when they should be highlighted. They get
I would
paid
probably say 3rd downs. Talk about the biggest point of emphasis on both sides of the ball, right up there.
Yeah,
you're listening here to the Husker Online show as we talk offensive storylines in camp, and the offensive line. I think we all agree probably the interior is set with Justin Evans at center, Lutoski Henry at left guard, then Rocco Spindler at right guard, and then from what we've seen visually, it appears Pritchett today might have the leg up as the number one left tackle, with Teddy Prohaska maybe with the leg up at right tackle.
Mhm.
Yep. Gunnar Katula back up left. Could swing over, though. I mean, I think that's the one thing to watch. That if Pritchett wins the left tackle job, Rule has talked about that Gunner's moving over to right. Now, would Gunnar challenge for the right tackle job, which I would think he would.
If
Gunner's good.
If he is their second best tackle, then
Right.
you got to play him, right?
Right.
I mean, he's worked there before, so it's not like a brand new position for him. So, like, it would be a relatively smooth transition. I would assume,
I think it'd be really
with
smooth.
the amount of those guys cross train.
Mm-hmm. I think it'd be really smooth. I think the inside of that line is the strength. That's what I believe. They're nasty. All three of those guys are nasty in their own way. Rocco's really nasty. Rocco plays a little beyond the whistle. They like that. I think
All
they
three
like
of those
that.
guys are just
They're all
tougher
nasty.
than you know what.
Yeah, tough.
And then Turner Corcoran, where does he fit when he gets back? Like,
He's back.
You know, as far as like, can he get himself up there though?
Right. He was out of green. I mean, he was full go. That was
Really the first
I haven't
time
seen
this
that in a long
offseason.
time. Yeah. Long
Quinn
time.
Ives remains in yellow, and I did find it notable. He tried to go into a drill through like the blaster machine and got up with the ball, and Barthel stopped him.
You know, one reason I think you stop him in that situation is because did you see before they go into the blaster, Ron Brown throws a bag down and they have to step over it. Now that's if you got a hamstring, that's tricky.
Throw that bag down would be hard to jump over it.
They throw that bag right at their feet as they start,
like a tripwire.
Yeah, and they don't want them to leave both feet, because if you leave both feet, you obviously are really vulnerable. They want one foot on the ground. So that, I would, if I was them and the kid had a hamstring, I'd say, you're not doing this. You just pop that thing again.
But when you see Mosey and when you see Nelson playing so well,
it's horrifying.
Along with what Emmett gives you, you realize your window to play is closing.
Yeah.
It sucks for Ives. I mean, I just feel for him, and we saw it all happen. We saw him pull up, and we saw him go over to the bike. He was pissed. I mean, he was angry, and
he knew what this fall was for him. Like, there's a reason we had him among our top 5 Huskers that need big fall camps list going into camp, because like this was his window. He needed to maximize these reps, and he didn't get any.
It's cruel.
Because he was hurt. Yeah,
it's cruel.
Feel bad for him.
When we come back, we'll shift over to defense. So you get your defensive thoughts queued up.
He's got a few.
Jordan Akoa.
All right.
Didn't waste any time with that.
Ochoa, right?
Got
Sip?
it. Yeah.
There you go. When we come back, we'll talk defense next. Listening to the Husker Online Show. Back here on the Husker Online Show, Sean Callahan, Steve Sipple, Robin Washett, as we talk defense. But before we get to that, segment's brought to you by who, Steve?
Larson Motors. Let's sell some cars. How about if you want a car going to Nebraska City? It's one of the Midwest's only dealerships with all of the major brands in one location. You know the brands: Chevrolet, GMC, Hummer, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. It's never been easier to do this. So how about starting your new experience today? This is a new experience at LarsonMotorGroup.com or at Larson Motors in Nebraska City. Real people, real deals.
All right, well, let's get into the defensive discussion. And as this thing comes together, you get the sense that this scheme is going to be very versatile. It's not really the old Tony White 3-3-5. I think there is 3-man front elements, but there is more 4-man front capability too. So as you start to size up, say if they play 4 defensive linemen, who are you going with? I mean, is it Van Poppel and Judy in the middle?
You got to have Keona Davis out there.
Keona Davis and Lenhart at end.
That's it.
Is that your 4?
Yeah.
That's your black shirt.
The core 4 is kind of like you were saying about the receivers. The core 4 is pretty easy.
And then you have specialty parts, and that's where Winery, Jalen George is going to play.
Yeah, Jalen George is big.
Maybe Cade Pedshock, maybe Mason Goldman.
That's when you start.
Dylan Parrott.
Yeah, it's less defined for sure. Can Huffkin work himself into there? David Huffkin.
Other than you, I haven't heard his name from anybody. Have you? Other than you saying it, have you guys got any?
No, but it's to be truthful. I've never heard him talk about Mason Goldman or Sua very much.
We also haven't talked to Terry Braden, though.
Right. I'll get out over my skis. Just watching the D-line drills, I don't think Huffkin looks ready. I mean, I just think he's got a ways to go technique-wise. God, that's borderline inappropriate for me to say that. But that's the way it looks to me. George is, to me, Jalen George getting back healthy is gigantic because he's going to play. He looks ready to play.
He's probably not getting talked about enough, really, when you talk about.
But he's been in green
because he missed the spring.
I know, but I'm saying, like, as far as like what he could be once the season starts, especially now that he's healthy, I think he's very much in that conversation of being part of that core rotation. He might not start, but he'll be one of the first guys on that interior rotation.
I think so. I mean, I say 9 to 15 snaps right out of the gate. 9 to 15.
Yeah, that matches up.
Yeah.
Now, linebacker, I think we know 3 of the guys that are going to play on the inside. You've got Javen Wright, Marquise Watson-Trent, Vincent Shavers with the versatility Shavers gives.
And Bauer,
but Dawson Merritt.
Yeah.
I think you could see Merritt kind of roll into that 4th spot. I don't expect Merritt to redshirt this year.
No, neither.
And his abilities and upside are better than Bauer. I mean, I just think if you're being real, there's
Bauer's good run fit.
Good run fit.
Yeah.
But what about pass?
It's a little different. But good run fit. So again, what I was talking about earlier about packages, it'll be hard to follow kind of in the game, but to try to figure out the packages, how those linebackers are used is going to be telling and interesting because there's a lot of different ways you can do it. Some of it will be determined by what the offense is doing. There's the question I had for you guys. We always talk about, I mean, are they going to be able to stop the run? We're going to be watching against Cincinnati. What's Cincinnati? How's that look running the ball? How's it look? The thing I wonder about too, though, this is an overlooked part of this August, in my opinion. Can they get to the passer? Do they got guys that consistently get there and you don't have to blitz?
With 4.
Right. Now, I think they are good. Well, John Butler said they're a good blitzing team. Some of that is good. I like to hear that. Some of that suggests to me, oh crap, we have to do some stuff. And if you have to do stuff, that indicates you're not where you want to be talent-wise.
Yeah.
Right.
Having consistent rush from your front 4 is the ultimate X factor for a defense because all of a sudden, if you're doing that, the next 2 levels of your defense look inherently better. Like suddenly you're covering better. Right. Suddenly your linebackers are free to roam around and take over the middle. Like there's so many ripple effects that come from a steady 4-man pass rush. And I think they've got the guys on paper that can be those types of players. Like Tassan McCullough, I think there's high expectations for him. Wilson McGahee, there's high expectations for him. Like they've got guys on the edge that should be able to be in that conversation to be game wreckers. And Nebraska hasn't had a consistent game wrecker in a long time. And if they can get one of those guys, let alone more, then that can change the entire complexion of the defense.
Shavers.
Not even like DeMario Williams level. They haven't even had like an Eric Martin level guy.
No. Shavers should be that. In Shavers, you can, correct me if I'm wrong, you can bring him off the edge.
Yes.
Oh, he did that in the scrimmage we saw.
Right.
Yeah, you can do a lot of things.
What does that Shavers. First 3rd and 8 look like in Kansas City?
Oh my God, that's going to be interesting.
I think you bring it.
Like you bring in kind of the special forces squad.
I don't know.
Pass rushers, or do you? I mean, I'm sure
just rush 4.
Just think of that. Oh, I don't know.
I guess you rush 4 with different pieces.
Hey, against Cincinnati, yeah, I'm rushing 4.
But who are you bringing Shavers up? That's my question. Yeah. Or is it just McCullough at the jack?
Why not both?
Okay.
Winery as an end.
Yeah. Play 4 defensive ends.
I think Winery, my realistic expectation for him is he's going to be like a James Williams, like that they can bring him in until he grows in his role.
Very realistic. I hope he's a better version of James Williams.
James
Williams got pushed upfield a lot.
It's funny. They're both Kansas City defensive ends. They grew up in Kansas City. James Williams out of Florida State, but one of them was a 5-star top player, and James Williams didn't have anything out of high school. So.
Williams had a couple really good games, but he was getting pushed up the field a lot, as Robin would note during
the Illinois. The Illinois game was the one that was so telling when he would rush up field on Luke Altmaier.
Oh yeah,
and
they would just let him run 15 yards past the quarterback, and he's out of the play.
Yep,
that was frustrating. That Illinois
he got better though. He did. James got better.
He did.
But all these are beautiful discussions, and it'll be God. That first game's going to tell you so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to tell you a lot.
God, I'm just looking forward to Arrowhead, the first post-game show. Hopefully, we're talking about a win. How fun that's going to be out there. I pray for the fan. We'll talk more about it, but just for the fans going down there, how big this will be for Nebraska to have a chance to win this game. It's the only Power 4 on Power 4 matchup on Thursday night. You're in Arrowhead. You're going to have 65,000 fans down there.
The Arrowhead element really adds to it. It's really fun that they get to play in Arrowhead.
And the tailgating open scene there. It's just going to be – it's teed up. Like this is like 2019 Colorado teed up.
Yeah. It has the opportunity to be an unforgettable setting if Nebraska takes care of business.
You're rolling down I-29 with all your tanks, all your artillery, and you don't want to blow this. Like you don't want to. You're going to be driving through Kansas City with everybody from Nebraska.
Oh yeah,
and you want to leave that town with the flag.
Imagine those gas stations in Mound City. Jacked up they're going to be with people.
They'll be selling all their Yingling. They have all these Missouri gas stations. When you cross the border, they all carry Yingling.
Didn't know that.
Stacked up in cases.
It's good to know.
Didn't know that.
We just got. I bought one case when we went to the Dodger game. They have a lighter one called the Yingling Flight.
Okay.
I know I'm really checking my man card here, but it's like a Michelob Ultra version of Yingling.
I think you're okay on
right.
that.
It's good though. It's a good light beer.
Good summer beer.
But yeah, I'm sure you and Sip will make a Yingling.
Yeah, whether Sip wants to or not, I think we're going to have to.
Oh, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
You'll bring one back for Greg, Missing Tooth Greg.
I might bring one back for myself.
There you go.
Yeah, there's a lot. You posted something on the chat today that was interesting, Sean. You thought, okay, so the script Holgorsen will bring should be elite, so they'll get out of the gate fast offensively. Special teams will be markedly improved. And then you said, and the defense should be revved up by the crowd. You're right. Now, I thought about it. The only thing is, I always emphasize this to guys, that only pays off so much. Once the game settles in, it's just a war. And the crowd, it's important, but not. Sometimes it's not terribly important. The game settles in.
What you want, though, is win the toss and Rule and Holgorsen we want the damn ball.
Well, I want to see them Nebraska throw the first punch, but then you have to settle into a game too. You might get off to a fast start, and then it just settles into a game that it's a long game, is what I'm saying. Long game.
It's not a 2-drive game.
Especially
it's not a 2-drive game.
Yeah, in a matchup like this, like the real separators, Nebraska's top to bottom depth against Cincinnati. So I think Cincinnati has really good top end talent. Where like got a high level defensive line, they've got some weapons on offense, but their depth isn't what Nebraska's is. And I think that separation that you're hoping for is going to happen once you roll into the third quarter, and then especially once you get into the fourth quarter, when that just waves of players that Nebraska can send just takes over against Cincinnati.
Keep the ball.
Just
keep the ball.
Think how much more settled in Holgorsen's going to be compared to.
I
mean,
wait. I mean, he told that in that USA Today story. He said learning that offense in a month was like learning Japanese in a month. Learning Japanese,
an offense that he probably didn't fully believe in.
Right, that's part of it. But he said it's the hardest thing he's ever done in coaching, is to have to be put in that position, and then, hey, by the way, we want you to call plays. He said it was like learning Japanese in a month.
It makes you wonder, for the players, was it hard?
You wonder. I bet he made it hard for him and not hard for them.
But even just all the concepts they used to try to do. I mean, that's what I'm excited about. It does feel like they will run a true system.
Right. It does. That's exciting.
Like with concepts built off.
Yeah.
I mean, but they should be able to do with Dylan.
Oh God, they should be able to do about anything they want with Dylan.
They couldn't do it. To be fair to Satterfield, they couldn't do it in year one.
No.
I mean, you go all in on Sims, then you have to literally draw up old option plays from Ron Brown and run them with
Tom Osborne.
Like, I mean, remember the play where Rule pointed up to Osborne in the stadium after they ran the option touchdown pass?
That was cool. but that's not ideal.
Yeah.
That only
Coach,
gets you so
coach
far.
drew that play.
Yeah.
He gets up after the play and Rule turns around and points up.
I don't think Andy Reid's having people draw stuff up for him. You know,
Guy who hasn't coached in 25 years draws up your best play.
it's cool.
It's cool.
It's a neat
I don't want to
storyline.
lean on that.
But come to think of it, when we were covering that, we should have been a little bit more like, these guys have never taught the option.
Well, remember when we ran into Scotty Walden before the UTEP game in Belton, and
I know what you're
he
saying.
was jokingly comes up to him and says, "I'm sorry, man. You guys have even had to watch our film on offense."
He said, "Yeah."
I mean, that's what
he said.
Much they struggle.
He said,
in year one.
I'm sorry you have to watch that. Blank. That's what he said.
Blank.
All right. When we come back, we will bring in Abby Barmore, take your questions in the mailbag. You're listening here at the Husker Online Show. And we're back here on the Husker Online Show as Abby Barmore joins us here for the mailbag. A reminder, it's Husker Night at the K, August 29th. Still chances to get tickets. And not only is it Husker Night at the K, where they're going to give out a great Nebraska theme prize if you opt into it, it's also Bobby Witt Jr. bobblehead night.
Whoa.
And fireworks.
Whoa.
So you get Husker Night, you get Bobby Witt bobblehead night, and fireworks.
God dang, I didn't even know who Bobby Witt is. Their shortstop, good hitter. Excellent.
I hope you know who Bobby Witt Jr. is.
He's pretty good.
He's like a Hall of Famer someday, probably. I mean, I'm not that far off by saying that.
He's on track with the numbers he's putting up statistically.
But Husker Night at the K, we got a great special on tickets and parking. You'll get discounts. Check it out on Husker Online, on our message board, or on our YouTube description of every show. We have the link right in there. Click on that link. It will take you to our special group discount page that's going to give you the discounts on your tickets and the parking. Hope to see you at Husker Night at the K. But let's get in the mailbag. Abby Barmore, where we going number one?
Okay, first one. Behind Sierra Wright and Andrew Marshall, who are the next cornerbacks up?
Whoa. Amari Sanders and Jeremiah Charles, but I would almost say it feels like Jeremiah Charles would be one, but then Jameer Khan. I left him out, but it sounds like he's more of a nickel.
Yeah, I was going to say. Pure corner. So Blyhill out, hurt. Would he have been a candidate? Blyhill.
Great question. I don't know how much separates those guys after.
Probably not. Not a lot. That's a tough question.
Again, though, you don't sub corners a lot, Robin. You've done Pro Football Focus. I mean, we've seen corners play 800 snaps a season.
Yeah, that's secondary. They hardly rotate at all. Like they may have rotated in one guy over the course of an entire game, where 3 of the 4 are playing almost every single snap. So that's probably going to be fairly similar, just considering how veteran heavy that group is. But I'm curious, like we talk about like how the defensive line rotation is going to change under John Butler. Because under Tony White, they rotated early and often throughout. I'm curious to see how much they do that now. But like at the back end, they did those like 3 safety high kind of like umbrella type coverage. I'm curious if they don't do more with like a guy like Singleton. Does he come up more in the box where you basically have that, I don't even know, hybrid type linebacker safety guy and then 2 traditional safeties? Like does the complexion of the secondary change under Butler compared to what it looked like,
especially with Singleton?
Yes, because he's an X factor back there. Like he's different from the rest.
They'll move him around, and how much will they move him up? My guess is a lot.
I like him closer to the fight.
So do I.
I do too.
He
can pop.
A big guy like that. I don't want him back watching the fight. I want him in the fight.
Spoken like a true South Omaha guy.
Especially when you got guys like Hartzog and Buford. Like they're better when they're back behind the play.
Right.
That last line of defense.
God. I'll tell you something.
Singleton is.
I'll tell you something. Though. Buford will hammer a guy. I mean, he's a like a scrappy corner. I like that about Buford. I think Hartzog's that way too. I've just noticed it more about Buford. He'll scrap. I like that about him.
All right, next question.
Okay, what are your expectations for Dylan Raiola's sophomore season?
I mean, I think the touchdown to interception ratio, you would like to see him over 20 to 25 touchdown passes.
Yes. 100. I'd like to see him get to about 28.
Yeah. I'd say 25-30.
Like a game where he throws 5.
Yeah.
Like games like that.
Yeah.
But
score some points.
Now, I will say this about now this is where I contradict myself. I'd like to see him run the ball in the red zone, not have to throw it into the end zone. Just hammer it. Have a run game that can get you a bunch of touchdowns and you don't have to worry about throwing it. So that can affect that total. Still, though, I just say I expect a big season from him. It's set up really well with an offensive coordinator that has had quarterbacks, pretty long line of them, that have made huge jumps in year two, as written by Matt Hayes of USA Today. So you're talking about Case Keenum and Geno Smith and Clayton Tune. There's a couple others in that discussion. He has an offensive line, it looks like. It looks like he can distribute to a better group of guys. It's all there. It's all there. Mm-hmm. I think we'll see the Dylan Raiola that we kind of thought we would this year.
It would also be helpful, too, if his playmakers turn nice games into touchdowns. Make a guy miss, pop
And
one
go.
for 50. How about that? That helps your quarterback.
Yeah, it does.
That'll bolster your numbers.
Yeah, and the thing about Dylan is he's so well prepared. I want to see him do well because he's so well prepared and he's so invested. You talk about players' investment. I bet there's not a player on that team that's more invested than Dylan Raiola. He invests time, money, his own money. He's an ungodly strong worker. I just want to see it pay off.
No doubt.
All right, next question.
Okay, which Big Ten team is being overhyped and who's being slept on?
Overhyped, I would say Michigan.
Yep.
I have a hard time just saying they're going to be 10-2.
A lot of youth.
They lost like 5 draft picks, I think, on their defense.
They lost 2 interior. They had 2 great interior defensive linemen, both
3
drafted.
top 100 guys drafted on defense. You just don't replace that.
They're young. They are young at key places.
And Oklahoma on the road, out of the gates,
with no Sharon Moore.
And that
he will
he's-
be there.
That's why he's suspended for Nebraska.
My bad. Yeah, my bad.
It's going to be a desperate Oklahoma crowd. They're going to want that win. The SEC is going to want that win because they're tired of the Big Ten.
Material will have money on it.
Just make sure those Venmos are private.
He's got one.
But you can really do go on a rabbit hole though when you go and look at someone's Venmos.
Oh yeah. I don't even know why that's an option.
Why is it public is the greatest question.
I always switch mine to private.
Yeah, you can make it private.
Gambling
if it
money
is public,
for this game. Oh, we were just joking around. Inside joke.
Inside joke.
Inside joke.
Be careful with your Venmos, kids.
There's a lot of good comments I can make off the air, but not on the air.
I think Indiana is going to be like, they've got talent, but I just want to see them do it again. Like last year, they had the table just as perfectly set for them as you could possibly ask. They're playing a crud non-conference schedule again.
But then
they're going to learn about them. So like, I'm
3
curious
straight
to see like if this Signetti, confidence and cockiness gets humbled a little bit. This year.
But look at their back 6 guys on the screen there.
Okay, hold on.
I mean, they could be picked in 5 of those 6 in the back 6.
Okay, but the first, so they play Illinois, Iowa, and
What if
Oregon.
Illinois beats them by 17?
Illinois, Iowa, and Oregon is a major test.
So if they win one of those,
I was going to say though, Sean, here's why they're a huge test for obvious reasons. The not so obvious reason is all those teams are really physical. Oregon is really physical. Iowa obviously is, and Illinois is, yeah. So you have to not only survive it from a kind of a win-loss perspective, you could get beat to hell if you're not careful in those games. You could lose literally. You could get your heart pounded right out if you're not careful.
Their Wisconsin game intrigues me because that will be a desperate Wisconsin team that they're going to run into.
They're not already just done.
If they're not done, they could.
They could be done, Sean.
They could have made a move on Luke Fickell. I don't know if they're going to make a move on Luke Fickell.
I think it's $40 million to buy out.
They don't have that kind of money.
No.
All right, what do we got here on time? Let's see, Abby. Final question.
Final question. We're almost time to our Kansas City trip. What is your favorite Kansas City barbecue?
You guys go. You guys are experts
so
on
Q39.
What is it about Q39 you guys like?
It's become my favorite. Well, first of all, their wings.
Yeah. They're the best wings I've ever had in my life.
Are unreal.
What about the wings, though?
Well, they're smoked and grilled, and the flavor on them.
I don't know how to describe it. Like I went in with people told me they were the best wings, and I was like, oh, I'm getting wings at a barbecue place. Okay, so I ordered them. I'm a believer. I'm fully converted.
Okay.
Q39 wings, best wings you'll ever have.
Okay. Joe's is good. Now I've not been to Stubbs. I've heard wonderful things about Stubbs.
I haven't been there either.
Okay, what's the downtown place that's brown colored? Gates. God, you guys are.
Well, there's like
amazing.
5 Gates.
I've gone to that Gates a lot. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm not as picky about barbecue as you guys are.
Yeah.
I almost regard it like pizza. I just like all pizza. I like all barbecue.
Yeah. Q39, it's not as saucy as some of the other ones. So if you're like not a big sauce barbecue guy, then maybe that would be more up your alley.
I'm not.
So yeah, I mean, I fully plan, along with our Yingling stop, we're going to stop by Q39.
Me and Rob are going to have fun.
Jack Stack's a legendary place, but I've kind of pushed them lower. Like Q39 and Joe's are like, if we're going to 2, those are the 2 that we pick.
Yeah, you guys are both. You've been singing Q39's praises for a couple of years.
Where we're staying, there is one right by the hotel.
Hello.
Of course there is.
Ooh, baby.
So you guys could maybe.
Is that why you picked that hotel?
Maybe you guys could eat there for lunch.
I think that's on the docket.
Let's do it.
Booked.
Friday or Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Both.
Get your Yingling stop on the way out. Abby, do you have any? You're a Chiefs fan? I mean, are you Kansas City barbecue
Chiefs fan?
I haven't spent like a ton of time in Kansas City. I would say some, but I don't know. I feel like I like the barbecue, but I'm interested in those wings because I'm a big wing connoisseur.
Oh, you are?
Ooh.
Yes, big
Didn't
time.
know that about
so
you.
I'll have to let you know. I eat a lot of wings. A lot of wings.
I will say wings. I feel like since the price of wings has gone up so high, it's just kind of screwed up the whole wing game.
Yeah, you used to be able to get
there used to be wing specials and
20 for $5 or something.
Hey, now Buffalo Wings and Rings still will come with, like, I think Tuesday nights. It's virtually free to me. Like, I take the grandkids there and I get the bill. I'm like, did they forget something here? Like, it's really, you can still get a good deal.
Well, they're like, I was at the watering hole the other day.
Yeah, you ate
it's
yesterday.
Because I had to run to the hardware store and I'll go to the water.
I had to run to the water store. The hardware store.
I just got wings. 6 wings. But like, if you want to get 12 wings.
Oh, I see why you went. You had to go to the hardware.
It's $21 for 12 wings.
That's a lot. No, wait a second.
$21 for 12.
I don't like wings that much.
That's insane.
It's like and there's a Union Bank next door to it, so you might have to go in and like
take out a loan,
get a co-signer to go buy the wings.
I just like Sean. Well, I had to go to the hardware store, so I naturally had to get some wings.
I had to buy flags.
What's the correlation?
I had to buy flags to mark sprinklers now for a job I'm not going to do.
Oh, that's fun.
With the basketball hoop.
What are you going to do? The flags? Now what are you going to do with the flags?
Well, I've got a set of white sprinkler flags now.
Yeah, you never know. Always need
for the job that I learned. A power line is right below.
God, wings are good. I'm with you on all of that.
Making me hungry.
All right. Well,
I'm fired up.
When we come back, Abby Barmore is going to stick around and a lot of volleyball talk. We're going to talk to Abby about this upcoming alumni scrimmage match and get her thoughts on who's going to win this game between Nebraska and an alumni cast of all-stars. You're listening here to the Husker Online Show. And we're back here on the Husker Online Show, final segment of the show as we continue the conversation now with Abby Barmore. Nebraska volleyball, they had their red-white scrimmage. They had fan day. You would have thought Taylor Swift was in town. I mean, it was just a madhouse over at Devaney Center, and it's going to be a madhouse again this weekend. As I don't know who came up with this idea, Abby, but you're going to see the current Nebraska team take on a cast of alumni all-stars, including Olympic gold medalist Jordan Larson, among others. What is your feel? What is your expectation going into this exhibition match?
I think it's going to be electric. Honestly, I think the red-white scrimmage, everyone's a little confused when the Huskers are playing the Huskers. They don't know who to cheer for. Honestly, it was kind of quiet. But I think it's going to be hard to figure out who to cheer for this game, but there's a lot more competition here and a lot of Huskers that people love and that were great. Kelly Hunter's playing.
Okay, setter.
She's a 2-time national championship setter, 3-time All-American, assistant coach. I'm really excited to watch her. But yeah, I know you really want me to pick who I think is going to win.
Who else on that team? Give me some other names.
Okay, Gina Mancuso, Kenzie Maloney, Allie Baton, Horace Lindsay Krause, Layla Blackwell. All of those girls are really recent. Callie Schwarzenbach's pretty recent. Lauren Stivrins, everyone knows her. And then Ani Albright.
No Lexi.
Boy, that's a team now.
Yeah,
a lot of it comes down to the setter, in my opinion. in my amateur opinion. If
And
Hunter
they've got a good setter.
if Hunter's in good shape and can go, go the distance, that makes a world of difference.
Yeah, and she
It does. Quarterback. She's
she's-
quarterback.
She sets some in practice though. She doesn't set a lot, but she still sets some, so it's not like, a lot of these other players have been playing a lot professionally. And Kelly's, it's not like she's rusty, but she probably hasn't played. I mean, if they go 5 sets, that's when it'll get interesting
Right.
for players that haven't played for a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
So
What time? What time
what
is this
time?
match?
6:00 on Saturday
It's
the 16th.
televised, right?
Yes, Nebraska Public Media.
Nice.
Think about that. They've had 2 scrimmages, not games, scrimmages televised. We're talking about practice,
What are we
not a
talking
game.
Talking about
What are we
practice.
Practice.
Talking about sellouts, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't get tickets. I mean,
So, Abby, in
Yeah.
this conversation,
Okay.
we're talking about like some of some recent Husker greats. Obviously, they're going to be formidable, but we're also talking about a 2025-26 squad that some are calling maybe one of the best Nebraska rosters we've seen in a long time, and that is considerable considering previous rosters, national championship rosters that we've seen over the years. So, where do you think how are you going to gauge this? Like, if this team is really the best roster Nebraska's had in a long time, but what do you expect to see against these, the alumni match? But then also, what's your opinion on that take about where this roster potentially might stack up with some of the greatest Nebraska volleyball teams of all time?
Oh, wow. Well, here's the thing about this roster. They haven't done anything, honestly.
a lot
I mean,
of the core
they
pieces
have
almost won the championship last
Yes,
year.
they
they
bring a lot
have a
back.
lot of good pieces, but like we're talking about the whole group, the roster as a whole. They have a lot of great pieces. But also something to keep in mind when we're looking at these scrimmages is that they have been practicing for like 2 weeks now.
Wow.
And they have a lot of new pieces, and they're running a faster offense, and they have a new head coach and new position coaches. It's a lot of change. So they're bound to get better from where they are now.
Very measured take by the veteran Abby Barr.
Well, I mean,
we're ready to. give
I've
them
got the current
trophy.
squad in 4 sets.
The current
Cool.
squad in 4. What do you got, Abby?
I think the current squad will take it because they are talented, because they've actually practiced together and played together quite a lot. This alumni team is going to practice for 30 minutes before the alumni match and just hope for the best. Their head coach is Renee Saunders, and then Val Novak's going to be the assistant coach. So
Val Novak.
yeah.
We're going back to the 80s with
Yep.
Val Novak.
Late 80s.
Well, late 80s.
Mhm.
Along those, what you said about practice, they started practice July 31st. That's why I was blown away by Kenneth Cogill and Manaya.
Obeche.
Yeah. What they did in the scrimmage. I mean, they don't even, they're true freshmen. They start
Yes.
practicing July 31.
Yeah, and those 2 freshmen
that
got here in May. Like the other freshmen were here in January, and they practiced in the spring, and they played a couple of spring matches. But those 2 middles, Kenna and Manaya, they're really good,
Cool.
and they're super talented. And Kenna was one of those players where Danny flipped her from Oregon to Nebraska. I think in May is what I want to say. And Danny said after the game, like we were borderline with taking Kenna, and she knew that. Like we weren't sure if we needed a 4th middle, where she was going to fit in, blah blah blah. But Kenna's always wanted to be a Husker, so she was like, "Full send, let's do it," and did great in her debut. So she's going to be real fun to watch. I mean, the freshmen on this team too, just like the last few years, are outstanding, and I think that they're going to make a real impact this year.
I'm telling you guys, this could be a special season. I mean, I think
One hundo.
I mean, they don't recruit anymore; they select.
Mhm.
Wow.
I mean, they're Duke basketball.
Yeah.
Like, I mean that's what Nebraska volleyball is.
I put it on an even higher level because Duke's got to compete with other blue bloods. Like Nebraska is the blue blood. Like what is it, like maybe 3 other teams that are
Texas and
even
Penn State
remotely in
and
their level.
Wisconsin. I mean, I'd put
It's like
those-
Penn State wrestling. That's what I put it in. Like they're just operating at such a different level than everybody else.
And
I would agree.
I mean, Danny Busboom, she's in a great mood whenever you see her. I mean, I think she realizes the team she
Hey,
has.
Abby,
She voted her own team number 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do
Yeah.
you I personally love the confidence. It's like I'm not gonna put her in Signetti levels, but she's like, yeah, we're good and we're gonna be really good. We've got
Yeah.
really good players. Why would not set the bar as high as it possibly can be? I mean, I think that caught my attention. A lot of coaches, especially new ones, would play it safe and we got a lot of work to do, new team. She's saying, yeah, we're dogs and we know it.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too. We're sitting here thinking about, is this the best roster they've ever had? And they've played 1 scrimmage after 5 practices. So she knows. She's played a lot of volleyball, and she's been around a lot of volleyball and Husker volleyball too, which is on another level, as we established. But also, I think that we have a really good feel for what they have, but she actually knows for realsies. That is for realsies.
Abby's using young lingo.
Young lingo.
That's my Abby lingo.
Perfect.
But yeah, so I think the confidence is everything. And I mean, Matt Rule does it for a different reason. He wants his team to know that he's confident in them, that they can go out, that they can win, that they can dominate. And Danny's doing the same thing. And this team has never been shy about, we want to win a national championship.
If Danny,
That's our goal, is to win a Big Ten championship and a national championship. And we believe that we can do it. And we're going to get real close to doing it. I mean, the more you talk about it, the better it is, I think.
if she played down their talent level, it'd be disingenuous.
Sandbagging.
Yeah. Come on, you're loaded. You know it. She knows it. I mean, she's just telling you the truth.
I mean, you can rattle off they have 3 or 4 household names already on that roster.
And we don't even talk about Harper Murray.
No, and she might be the player of the year in college volleyball.
She could be.
Becca Alec is an All-American level
Andy
player.
Jackson.
Andy Jackson, Bergen Riley.
Yeah, they're loaded.
They're loaded. So we'll see. There's still some pieces they got to figure out. I mean, that libero battle is a big one that everyone watches very closely. Today, after practice on Wednesday, Busboom Kelly said that her best servers in practice have been Lainey Choboy and Virginia, who is their new Italian opposite hitter.
Okay.
So that is interesting that she picked out those 2.
It is.
And last year, so that the way that they subbed in, Olivia Malk served, and she's a really good server. She was their 3rd best server last year, had the 3rd most aces, and Lainey didn't serve that much, but she's been a really good server in practice this fall. So I feel like Lainey's really upped her game. She knows what's at stake now. She has a chance to be the libero, and she really, really wants it.
What's the Italiano's name?
Virginia.
What's her last name?
Adriano.
Okay.
We'll stick with Virginia, Sip.
Virginia.
Say Argiano.
Argiano.
With a D.
With a D.
They took her to
Adriano.
Chick-fil-A. They did a little TikTok, introducing her, and they made her try spicy chicken and sauces. And you got 2 foreign athletes on volleyball and football that are going to be pretty big stories this year: Archie Wilson and Virginia,
And half the basketball team.
and basketball.
And half the basketball.
Hopefully they'll be big stories, right?
Yeah, right. We got a couple of them.
All right. Well, that wraps it up. Again, we're at Zipline August 20th for the live show next Wednesday. Mark it down. Would love to see you out there. No charge. Tons of great food, drink specials, as well as prizes. Join us at Zipline in Fallbrook August 20th at 6 o'clock.